Hey again there, Arcade1up fans. Brian here with an update on the fixed gun mod for the T2 Arcade1up machine. I was hoping to really get this mod done way back this summer, but again, in my last video I said we've got a house this past fall, and I've been working on that, painting it during the days after work, and sometimes late night here at my old house I'm still living in, doing some random mods. And I finally got around to working on the idea I had to get this T2 gun in a fixed position where it will tilt forward and back like the original arcade. In my previous videos, I did show about how I found these electrical boxes for a good base mount that the gun can sit in, where this is the bottom portion and where this top piece will fit on top of it, like so. The only problem though with this is it's the same length. It's the same length, but it is not the same width, which isn't a terrible thing. But my idea was to have a rod coming out of this middle piece to have that gun again tilting forward and back like the original arcade machine. So this is what I came up with. I don't know how. This is kind of came to my head by looking up pieces. This is one thing I enjoy doing with these arcade mods, sometimes finding random objects to make things work, like the original arcade. It's a lot of fun being creative that way and see if it works out, which I did previously in my Star Wars 3D printed bezel that I got from another person, but I ended up making it even better by using other random objects, which will be in a future video. But this right here is 3 individual pieces. These are iron pipes, iron alloy steel. There's 3 pieces here. We have this 3-inch cylinder here with a 1/2-inch screw top, which is perfect with a wire connection from the gun to go right inside and all the way down. I was like, this is golden, it's gonna work, awesome. Unfortunately though, there is a problem with the other 2 pieces and this wire. The second piece is, this is a shower faucet head, this black part right here, which has a ball joint, which this piece is screwed into. Another 1/2 inch, of course. And the base is just another iron base that could be used for like shelving. You can put pipes on. I've seen like pictures of people hang them up on the wall and put other pipes on it to make for a shelf. And this is also a 1/2 inch, and all 3 pieces screw together. This made the perfect pivot action to make the gun move forward and back just like the arcade. Now when this is screwed down on the base, the idea is this would be set inside this box. Somehow managed to screw it onto there from underneath so it's in place. Thread the wire through. This piece, of course, the inside, this whole thing here would have to be cut out to get the 1/2 inch pipe to fit through this slot there. Right now I just have a hole that I cut for the wires to pass through, which is a very nice clean mod for anybody that doesn't remember from my other video, but this is a great mod. You don't have to cut this whole thing off to get the wire through, just a simple hole. But anyway, and then this would sit back on top, and looking from here you'll see that the pipe, let's move it here, look at that, perfect height. It's about just a little over 5 inches, similar to the arcade height. Sorry for my fingers there. And the gun would sit on top. Now I still would have to come up with an idea for the base here so that the gun is not wiggling on top, because right now just the wire would be threaded through, looking something like this. So it'll be sitting on it like that inside. This whole piece here, the bottom can fit too, but then I got this problem. So I am trying to look for a piece that maybe can clamp onto the bottom here and screw onto the top here to keep it firmly in place and good to go. I did buy some foot legs for chairs that snap on. I was thinking maybe I can snap this on to this piece here, maybe on both sides, to have it sit on top, but that wasn't really working out. I figured it wouldn't. I just tried it for the hell of it, so I gotta return that stuff. But going back to my problem though, this all works, and this would have been great because the pivot action inside this would be in between this section here, so keeping the pipe in line, not like wiggling at all. Of course it'll be screwed down. And you can see here, this whole device works awesome because going forward, it gets the perfect angle of the gun pointing downward, and then coming back, the gun pointing upward. And I tested it on the cabinet with the gun. It works great. The gun would point down at the right angle, not going past the screen, and it would angle back just enough to be up at the top for the crosshairs to register the full screen. But back to that wire problem. Wire fits through the top, but here you can see right there, the hole where the ball pivot is inside the faucet head is a lot smaller, and I cannot fit the wire all the way down in to come out. Even the 1/2" screw here from the faucet head that I screwed down in there is even a little smaller. I can fit the wire in this, but it's all snug. I would have to shave off some of the sides here of this just to get through that part. I don't know why it's not the same as this, because this is also 1/2". It's all 1/2", but that ball joint is a lot smaller. There's no way the wire's getting through. So I'm like, great, it would have worked perfect, because I was going to cut a hole in the bottom of this to thread the wire through, because it would have still gave me the option where I can take the gun off this whole thing if I want to stand back and play regular, you know, just to switch it up if I don't want to always have a fixed position. So I don't know what to do. This was just seemed to work great. It was a fun mod. And, you know, and I got that perfect angle again where it tilts forward. I of course would have to have greased this up or put, I don't know, I forgot what you call it, WD-40ness to really loosen this up, because in the arcade it was very loose. You could easily move it up and down, no problem. Oh, plus you don't screw it all the way on. I would have had the perfect, it spins, it turns. So they got the swivel action, no problem, because I don't have to screw it all the way in. I just leave it undone a little bit. Perfect. It's not going anywhere. It won't come loose because I'm only moving it left to right a little bit. Such a disappointment. And I'm like, okay, maybe I can still use this and figure out, can I cut through this steel? You know, make a slot coming all the way down, which would be down here, and just thread the wire through at least this part. Have this wire pop out on the side and just run it down through the box, through the hole. Maybe. Do I have the tools to cut through steel? I do not. I'm trying to research that. If anybody out there knows, help me out if you can. I appreciate it. Maybe I can make this work. You know, again, it's something different. It's fun. Mechanically, it could work pretty well. I hope I can get it to work. Now, those of you watching this video, you're probably thinking, okay, the gun is too close. I did mention in the video, if anybody watched my previous videos on this cabinet, yes, the gun is too close. I obviously we cannot fire the guns with it on top of the screen like this. So, showing again, I bought these rails, 6-inch rails from Amazon. And the whole idea was to place these, screw them down onto here. And this will slide out another 6 inches, and it already clears the plastic, because I was just testing this tonight and I forgot. I was like, oh no, is it going to clear the plastic or get caught? It works. Screw this down. Again, I'll be able to thread the wire through that hole if this all had worked out the way I wanted it to. But it'll still work. There's plenty of room here. But I have 2 of these that go on each side. And then when I don't want it to be, so basically this whole box, when I want to play in the fixed position, the box will slide back on the rail. And I measured it. It gives it a good distance where the gun registers to the screen, because with this screen being recessed, I did push the screen back. I think it was about, I can't remember anymore. It was between 15 and 18 inches away. And that works pretty well for the gun to register with these rails. And these are pretty strong rails. Now, I bought washers and screws to keep the rails in place so that putting weight on this, it's not going to break off, because I will be bolting it from underneath to hold it in place. So it'll be okay to rest your hand a little bit, but I'm not going to have that much pressure, because I can relax my other arm in here and just use this hand, my right hand, to just shoot the gun. And the wire will be able to follow with the sliding because it's coming through this hole and just sliding through the pipe itself if I want to pull the gun out or in. And having this slide back, again, this action coming in was perfect to have the gun go forward and back. So again, such a bummer. I was like ready to go. I was like, oh, I figured it out. I found these pieces. I think I can make this work. These random objects I found, and really looking forward to doing this mod. But now, if I go through these same pieces, if I can make it work, although I am stuck with how do I get the gun to stay secure on the top here with the wire going through. I need some type of clamp to like snag onto the gun at the bottom. I ended up looking at microphone stands, but the problem with the microphone stand, only the top pivots back and forth. So that doesn't really work because it's just the gun going kind of like this instead of up and down. That's the difference. The arcade was, that doesn't make sense. It goes forward and back, not like this. So I don't know. Now I'm looking at the clamps of the microphones. Maybe I can get something to work on that to clip onto these, the little clamp microphones and microphone stands. I'm not sure. And of course, there's always 3D printing. I was like, maybe I can find someone with this idea to make a 3D printed of something like this with the same action and get everything to work out, and even maybe make a new box so it all fits the snug. So we can just snap this right on, no problem. I mean, I wish I had this stuff to do it. I don't. This is more of a hands-on found object mod for me. I'd love to make it work if I can find stuff out there. I'm gonna keep searching, figure it out if I can do this. And that's really my update right now. I was hoping I could have had a video of putting this all together for you, but I do not yet. But if you guys have any suggestions, or anybody ever cut steel out there with I know there's some saws that can do it. It's just gonna be like, God, it's gonna be like such a job, I feel like. But yeah, maybe I can get this to work. That's it for now. Sorry if this video feels all over the place. I just wanted to throw it out there. I hope I can get to it much sooner. We shall see. Definitely gonna have more videos coming in the future. I just installed more of the big blue panel from 99 Lives. I'm waiting for my buttons to come in. And I still got the front mod to work on in the front for the coin door and everything. That's a later video. But thanks so much for watching this video. I appreciate if you hit that like button. Please subscribe. And again, throw me any ideas out there. If you think this could work or not, tell me your thoughts. I appreciate it. I hope you all have had a great New Year's, and I'll talk to you again soon. Take it easy.